I think for the audience too, and anybody watching around the world, the PG Lang thing is, I think people see you as an artist and someone who makes music. But I don't know if you want to share it today, but the level of detail that you yourself, along with Dave, and shout to the whole PG Lang team, but y'all as friends that came up together, you in the edits. Like what we're gonna see on Sunday is a PG Lang production.
Yes, that's all PG Lang. That is us sitting day in, day out, from the edits, the production, the stage design, the music, the sound tech. It's everything across the board, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of creative individuals. I can't sit here and say it's all me, because these are people that are just as passionate and want to see us win, but also want to put out something that lives a long, long time. And with Dave's creative mind, is just, he's insane, man. That dude is like Basquiat in so many different fashions. You can literally pick his brain about anything, and he'll give you an answer right down the middle to help you decide for yourself. So that's something I can always appreciate.
Yeah, I'd say with all of your powers combined, y'all are really diabolical. Like, when you roll out the videos, all the visuals for GNX, just the way you all move strategically together, it is inspiring beyond the music, just thinking about how to approach life and art in a holistic way. And so when it came down to planning for the Super Bowl now, you've teased on the album coming up to New Orleans with this LA energy. How did you guys approach the show and trying to figure out how to pay tribute to the classics in your catalog with this new music in like a 13-minute set list?
Yeah, it's wild. Miss Morale's like an hour and 30-minute tour, so it's like you gotta smack the shit down all the way 13 minutes. It's kind of wild and it's interesting because it lets you know kind of where you at and your perspective on how you think about cataloging the music. For me, I love being present. I love being present, man. It's my favorite. It's very hard for me to live in the past. It's very hard. I respect the past wholeheartedly, but being in the now and being just locked into how I feel and the energy I have now, that's the LA energy for me. That's something that I want to carry over to New Orleans and for the world to see. This is me, this is Kendrick Lamar, 37 years old, and I still feel like I'm elevating. I'm still on the journey though, And I want that energy to ooze out into the television and to the people that's in that building.
Well, and on that, the connection between black culture and New Orleans and how important and shaping our ancestors were in this town, music, jazz, all that. You always put our culture and black culture at the forefront of your brand, your music. Same thing in LA. A lot of our family members moved out to California from the South for new opportunities. So there's a big connection between LA and the South. So when you say you walked into New Orleans with that LA etiquette and all of that, I don't know if people really grasp that, but you got to be feeling that energy like when you are out ready on Sunday to do your thing.
That's a bar. It's just crazy, bro. Out of all my friends, LA, us growing up, all our grandparents either from Louisiana, Texas, Chicago. Like, period. So our dialect and how we talk, it gauges from like the South and like the Bay Area. So like going to the store, we say I'm finna go to the store. Like that's some South shit, you know what I'm saying? That's not no LA, right? So that energy right there and you making that correlation, it means a lot to me for people to understand that. And the culture and just being black, I can't help that, man. It's just not something that I think about or even try to like go, I'm black. It's just go, it's
not on you.
Yeah, it's gonna come out every time. I can't sugarcoat it. I can't downplay it. I'm at a point in my life, I can't necessarily fake the funk for nothing. And I've always had an essence of that, but you have kids and shit. It's just like, I have to be who I am authentically. And if, the world can accept that, then so be it. But who rocking with it, I'm gonna put it all the way out there, whether it's in private or whether it's on the main stage.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of...
Yeah, Drake don't know how that feels. Yeah, Drake don't know how that feels because, some of my blackest friends, some of my blackest friends, because Drake never feels like he's included. He's, some of my blackest friends.
Yeah, Rap Radar Podcast, Elliot Wilson.
This is vidoes.
Melissa asks, tweets, Drake claims he wasn't cool in high school. What made you uncool?
I just didn't, it wasn't that I wasn't cool, it was that the kids that were cool, I wasn't on their wavelengths, which made me sort of uncool, I guess. So like, it was, I just always felt like an outsider. I went, when I was in Forest Hill, it was an all Jewish school, and just being biracial, but still being Jewish. So I was like kind of connected to the kids, but like sort of distant. And when kids are young, they don't necessarily comprehend everything.
Right.
So it can get a little cruel and a little mean.
Aw, a little cruel, a little mean.
Yeah, I mean, I got it, I got it, definitely.
Were you raised Jewish by your mom?
Not like, not like Orthodox Jew or like extremely religious Jewish. We celebrated every holiday and I actually had a bar mitzvah. Mm-hmm. But I was raised in a Jewish household, I would say. But my mother's my mother was always like, you do what makes you happy. You be with who you want to be with. And as long as you're happy, as long as you're safe, and you're not bringing trouble into my home, we're good.
Aw. See, Drake don't know what that feels like.
People and a lot of artists stand in themselves as authentically as you have. And I think one of the questions we've all been wrestling with over the past few months watching you and the way you've moved is really what is the role of an artist? And I think lots of people have very different definitions, but young Kendrick, again, back to overly dedicated and Section 80 mixtape Kendrick, and GNX Kendrick, Superbowl, Grammys Kendrick, has your idea of what the role of an artist is, you as an artist, has that ever changed?
I don't think I knew exactly what my role was early on, I had maybe clues of it, but now today I can truly say it's to express myself and express things that people can necessarily say on the daily and for them to actually relate to. And come from the most vulnerable place where people can actually feel it. I think that is, for me, that's the role for me as an artist. I don't give a fuck what place it come from. I could be the most angry person on the record. You go feel that shit that day if you woke up and you felt that. You want to smile, you gonna feel it because I'm gonna make sure I'm present that particular time in the studio, in the booth, that I feel happy and I feel energized and I feel, if I feel frustrated, you gonna feel it. And to carry that as an inspiration for people that's listening that may not have a voice, that, I've grew up with cats, still to this day can't have a conversation. The most meanest, aggressive individuals, but they can't even look you in the eye and express themselves the way they want to, so they resort to other things. And when I think about that, and I know that I have the tools necessary to communicate myself properly and effectively, I gotta do it for them. I gotta make records like Reincarnated. I gotta make records like Man in the Garden. I have to, because they feel that way, but they cannot project it. And when they hear somebody actually giving them affirmations, it allows them to speak more freely and be open, because again, I come from the same place they come from.
Well, Kendrick, we might not see you outside again soon after Superbowl. I know, of course, you have the GNX tour. Listen, I know you also don't love doing interviews, but we are grateful. We're so grateful for all the music and the moments that you've given us over 15 years and in the last year. Your presence and your focus, it is noted. So thank you. We really appreciate it. Thanks for taking our
Thanks for
questions.
fighting for hip-hop, man.
For sure.
Thanks for fighting for hip-hop.
It is really appreciated. And now, we do have some questions from our kid.
I got one more thing for you, Kendrick, before we go to our friend here, Hayes Adler. What should people expect to see and understand about Sunday's performance?
Storytelling. I think I've always been very open about storytelling through all my catalog and my history of music, and I've always had a passion about bringing that on whatever stage I'm on. Whether it's a war tour or whether it's 500 people at Key Club, I've always had a form of that. So I like to always carry on that sense of make people listen, but also see and think a little.
I think this is going to be one of those performances where people are going to be digging up Easter eggs for
That's
years
the Kendrick
to
thing,
come. Right?
Even when it's not an Easter egg, people gonna make one up, right? Hayes, this is Hayes Adler. He's got a question for you,
What's up,
Kendrick.
man?
Hi, Kendrick.
What's going on?
How do you prepare for such a big performance? Do you have a favorite way to stay healthy and active?
Yeah, I do some laps, whether it's some sprints. If we're talking about, let's go from, on a physical level, I do that. Maybe it's a 2-mile warm-up or a mile warm-up, maybe some push-ups, just to get the body movement. Sometimes you be out on that stage, man, and you need some oil on your knees a little bit to get moving and get cranky. So physically, I'm just exercising the body, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of all that. And on a mental level, I'm usually playing some Isley Brothers, just to calm not my nerves, but calm my excitement and just give it a balance, So that's my prep right before I go out.
Thank you, Hayes. Thank you so much. And now Alvin Williams. How you doing, sir?
What's up, Kendrick?
What's up, man?
I'm a little with Big Brother and Big Sister New Orleans. What has mentorship meant to you during the course of your career? And if you could thank your mentors for believing in you, what would you say?
Oh, man, mentorship has been everything. To be around individuals that experience every little thing that you think that you're the first person to go through it with, it's a difficult task when you're a young individual, because you're like, shit, you don't know what you're talking about. But as you progress and you're like,
Man, you know them kids ain't write down those questions. No, man. I want some real questions, man. They over there asking him these old political. Nah, man. Hey, man, how does it feel to kill Drake? I wish I was in the audience, boy. I'll fake like I'm reading that cue card, and I'll be like, hey, man, how's it feel to take down Drake, man? You know what I'm saying?
like, damn, he or she was right. You begin to understand life a little bit better and not be so judgmental to people that have been here before you, right? The greatest thing I would say, mentors, a couple mentors that given me was like affirmation, to always give myself space to believe in who I am, even when I wasn't feeling it, right? You can accomplish so many small things or big things, and you still can fall in the slump where you doubt yourself. And even though these mentors haven't seen the spaces and been in the places I've been in, it was always time to allow me to share exactly who I am or how they see me and what I'm capable to give to the world. And I think that goes a long way, you know, from people in the highest places and the lowest places. We all need them.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alvin. And we have one more question from young Dylan.
What's up, Mr. Kendrick?
There you go. That's an artist right there.
Yes, sir. It's truly an honor to meet you. Mm-hmm. And my question I have for you is, what advice could you give to kids about not being like anyone else? And how could they stay authentic while pursuing your path?
It's a great question. They said the number one thing people feel in the room, you know, over love and over fear is being authentic. And this is my homegirl, Ink, actually, we were talking about this in the studio. She runs in the studio. And I was like, damn, how many times I've been in a room where people felt you so intensely that it inspired them and inspired the person next to them and inspired the people in their household. So how to stay authentic, was that the question? Or you have to believe in yourself and have to know that it's only one you. You're an amazing individual, unique, you're a miracle. I wake up every day and I'm like, this shit is crazy. Not crazy from a standpoint of being a celebrity, crazy, just life. It's just wild. When you really sit down and just think about it and just bug out on some wild it's wild. And to know that you are in this existence and in this world as one individual, is only you have to know that you gotta carry that authentic nature of allowing yourself to say, this is who I am, this is how people gonna see me and also gonna respect me, and it's gonna inspire people to have truth, because when everyone's authentic, what comes out of that is true love. There's no boundaries. We don't have any courtship on judgment. We don't have any perception of being able to ridicule anyone, because you showing up as your true self, I'm showing up as my true self, and carrying that nature, it take you places. Appreciate
His
you.
answers are just as thoughtful as in the music. It's ridiculous. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Kendrick.
Appreciate you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the great Kendrick Lamar, please. Thank you so much for your work and your dedication.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate
Go out there
y'all.
and have fun on Sunday. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us today. We can't wait to see Kendrick take the Super Bowl halftime show stage. While you wait, you can listen to his catalog in spatial audio.
Now look, shortly after the performance, you'll be able to stream the full halftime show right there on Apple Music. You can listen, you can watch, you can sing, all the things Kendrick all the time on Apple Music. So one more time, for all of you, Kendrick Lamar, thank you for delivering as usual. The show on Sunday is gonna be special and amazing, I'm positive. Thank you all so much.
All right, so there we go, man. I wish I would have did this live with y'all, but you know, it's all good. Salute. Great answers. You know, definitely this is what you can expect from Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? These type of interviews. I feel like listen, me as a content creator, I'm always say that he taking shots at Drake. He definitely was taking shots at Drake, saying that, you know, being black. Because as I showed in the little clip right there, you know, Drake is definitely has a hard time dealing with himself. You know, it seems like he has an identity crisis, which Kendrick Lamar does not. So yeah, man, great interview. You know what I mean? Y'all leave a comment down below. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the Kendrick Lamar interview. I wish they would have asked some direct questions about Drake. I like direct questions, but you know, yeah, they got to be all political and all, you know. And I wanted some Drake questions, but you know, can't have everything. So other than that, man, y'all leave a comment down below. Let me know how did y'all like the interview. I wish I would have did this live with y'all, but hey, got to do the video. It's your boy Dan D signing out.